the God of your religion doesn't belong to you. The rituals of your religion doesn't belong to you unless you have the desire to spread that religion all over the world, making it better than all the other ones, and unless you have the desire to be a leader who gains status in that religion and the money that goes with it. I know that this sounds counter-cultural. It sounds chaotic, but that is the way it is. There is no god or a goddess that belongs to one certain religion because these gifts of gods and goddesses belong to all humanity, and any human being can tap into any of those in order to create a better world for themselves, for their children, for their communities, and every living being. The gods do not fit into our boxes, and they are not enslaved to us because we do a certain ritual and we call ourselves by a certain name. We don't patent gods and goddesses or religious ritual where it's not a religious ritual. It's a scheme. Take time to think about this for a while because it's very hard saying. It's hard to hear such a thing because it could possibly mean the meltdown of all kinds of religious institutions that are built on creating franchises all over the world who use the right language, who use the right books and methodologies to create followers who will donate money, funds, time, energy, and life in order not to reach that which is divine, but to create many followers who will go out into the world not to change the world, but to bring more people in, like a multi-level management company that doesn't really have a product, but teaches people how to sell the ability to sell the product. Now you see the ones who are using the product, the ones who have become clear, have begun to understand the way of the world, have begun to understand this mystical connection between everybody in the human family and everything and the divine. All of those people are the ones who are using the product. They have purchased the product for its use. And if you go to most of those people, most of the ones who have that mystical connection, you can find them from every walk in life, from every religion, from every philosophy, and you can take that small group of people and you can throw them into a room and they will all connect and live beautiful lives together. They'll be able to express their belief systems in their own words, using the names of their gods and goddesses as they would, and when another person uses a different name, they will understand it fully and completely because they have reached the same point as the others. Quoting all kinds of scriptures, doing all kinds of rituals and meditation is good in order to help heal the body, to relieve the stress. But if it's not being done in order to take one to a higher and deeper place, it's all done in vain. A pill could do just as well. And as we find right now, because of all of the addictions and because of all the opioids and because of the drug use that is around in order to escape the harshness of this world, many people are choosing pills over religions. Because a lot of the religions have no idea what it means. to connect directly with the divine. I use a lot of Christian terminology because I used to be a very devout Pentecostal Christian. And I read the Bible a lot and I studied mystical Christianity along with many, many mystical traditions. So sometimes I use the terms that come from mystical Christianity because they apply to all the other religions and philosophies in the world and vice versa. So I will use an example of Christianity in this. Most people do not even have the idea that Christianity is what is known also as karmic yoga. If it was done as it was supposed to be, it would get the results of karmic yoga. This is what one is supposed to do with karmic yoga. One becomes devoted to the divine, to God, to Goddess, whatever one sees as the source of life and love and hope in this world. One becomes so devoted that one realizes that one is the embodiment of this being, the hand of this being in the world, and then one begins to live as they perceive that God, the divine love and compassion, would live in the world. They renounce their right to be angry, their right to give up, their right to be frustrated, and they sacrifice all of the good that they do to the God within. And over time, what happens is that their thought and understanding about being God or the divine begins to fade away, and they merge with what they see as God, and they become it, living and breathing and existing on earth. And if we look at the early Christian teachings, we will find just that. They use different terms, of course. They use the word Christ, and the Apostle Paul especially talked about a mystical tradition where one crucified the flesh, in other words, the ego, each and every day in order to let the Christ within, and one came one in the body of Christ and with the mind of Christ went out in the world and did the work of God. And that work, according to them, was salvation, not getting them just to repeat some prayer. Salvis was what they did, which means to make the world whole, to heal and make whole anyone they came in contact with. People, the society, everything around them, and that was the mission. The same mission that I was talking about in karmic yoga, and the same mission of what I consider any valid religion. If we are not working to help make the world whole and to heal people, beings, and the universe, if we don't realize that we are the extensions of Goddess, God the divine, by doing it until it shifts and becomes a factual reality, we're just part of an MLM. We're not doing religion. We're not living spirituality. And we might as well be going to the bar each night, drinking a lot of beers in order to tranquilize ourselves, in order to get rid of stress, or we might as well be taking some type of drug or something because it has the same benefit. I've always said either do religion and spirituality fully or just leave it alone. And as we do this, as we wake up to the truth, not only about ourselves, but about the world, and about religion and spirituality, and about the way all of these things work together, when we do this, we will be free of the foolishness of this world and able to adopt whatever language that we need to adopt in order to push forward the truth. That all of these beings, goddesses, gods, all of these expressions are a part of the one great mystery that is beyond our understanding, and the ones that we encounter are more about us than them. It is like there is a part of our psyche that is being peeled back and open to us, and we get a chance to look at who and what we really are at the root. Your goddess or your god is most likely a part of your psyche that is dominant, that needs to be dealt with. It is like a river that leads to the greater source. And as we enter that river and realize that we are that river, we grow and grow and return back to the source of life from which we come. We become woke in all senses, woke enough to put away the foolishness of many of the institutions and even in many of the counter-cultural groups, that is the counter-cultural groups that come together to pretend like they're not institutions when they're just repeating them on the other side. We become our divine selves. We don't have to die to do this. We don't have to wait to do this. What it takes is realizing who we are, as in karmic yoga, and living that life until we realize that it is a reality, and it always has been. Thanks for visiting us on our channel here. Hit the like if you like what you're hearing. Even if you don't, it would be helpful. Ring the bell and subscribe. Visit our website at www.nextstepcoaching.mysite.com. You'll see a link below where it can show you some of the things that we're doing, and we especially have a link where you can enjoy investing in a platform that will bring you passive income well into the future. Thanks again. It's good to be with you. Namaste.